And welcome back. Housing affordability for existing houses is at all-time record lows. This is based on home prices increasing and of course rates at very high levels as well. On top of that, the number of people who are deciding to list their house for sale increased by 15% year over year, one of the biggest increases in nearly 3 years. In today's video, I'll share all the details based on a brand new report from Redfin just posted on March 28th. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. I appreciate you. This is just kind of laughable because we've been talking about how we have this housing affordability challenge nationwide. And here you go. Yet again, it says here, rising supply draws in some buyers, even as housing payments soar 10% from a year ago to all-time record highs. The typical U.S. monthly housing payment hit a new all-time record high of $2,721 for the 4 weeks ended March 24th. Basically, what they do is look at the median asking price. This is the asking price in which you list your home for sale. Median means that half are asking for a price less than that, half are asking for a price more than that. That's the median. Anyways, when accounting for the median asking price and also average weekly rates, according to Freddie Mac, we're at $2,721, a new all-time record high. And on top of that, 10% higher from a year ago, just laughable. Housing payments are at record highs because of a 1-2 punch of elevated rates and rising home prices. Again, rising prices of existing houses, not brand new home construction, because that's down. In fact, down 19% from the peak 1 year ago, or approximately 1 year ago. In any case, rates remain elevated near 7%, and the median home sold price is up 5% year over year to roughly $375,000. Isn't that crazy? We have, 7% rates for quite some time. We're only $9,000 shy of the all-time record highs set back in June of 2023. I mean, what the heck is going on? Anyways, if you guys are looking to buy a house, I just feel for you guys. I take on the frustration because I've owned my house. I've been a homeowner, I should say, since approximately 2013. I'm lucky to be a homeowner for over the past 10 years because home prices have absolutely skyrocketed. So I realize there's a lot of people who want to see a housing market crash. You want to see home prices decrease greatly so you can actually buy a house. I mean, it's just kind of the American dream, right? And here you go. We have all-time record highs for housing payments. It's just frustrating, to say the least. But there is a silver lining, though, and Redfin touches on this here as well. It says there are a few signs that price growth could soften a bit in the coming months. Nearly 6% of home sellers dropped their asking prices this week. So the share price drops, according to Redfin, is at 6%. According to their data, that's the highest share of any March on record. Also, the month supply hit the highest level of any March since the year of 2020, when, of course, we had the onset of COVID. So there could be some changes ahead based on that. In any case, look at this. Here's some leading indications of home buying demand. I went over this, all these stats here, actually more updated stats in my video from a couple of days ago. But in any case, I want to share this with you guys. Here is the seasonally adjusted mortgage purchase application index. That's from the MBA, which more or less measures the amount of people who are submitting loan applications to buy houses. That decreased by 16% compared to the same week of 2023. Again, though, we have this crazy dichotomy in our housing market where the resale market of resale house or existing houses is much different compared to new home construction. Because based on applications, according to the MBA again, for the month of February this year from February last year, applications for home loans to buy houses or loans to buy houses soared by 15.7% year over year. So it's pretty crazy to see that applications for existing houses decreased by 16%, but applications for loans to buy brand new houses increased by 16%. The delta on that is what, 32 percentage points? It's just a night and day difference here. Also regarding Redfin's Home Buyer Demand Index, this is a measure of home buying activity and also requests for home tours by Redfin agents. That was up 2% from 1 month ago, but down 8% year over year. All right, let's get back to some trends we're seeing right now regarding home prices, inventory levels, and much, much more. This, by the way, covers the 4 weeks ended March 24th. It's based on 400 plus US metros that Redfin tracks. Their data goes back to the year of 2015. So the median sold price on a national level, just under $375,000, a gain of 4.6% year over year. Just for comparison's sake, when looking at sales of brand new home construction this February compared to February last year, home prices are down by 8% year over year, whereas existing houses are up by 4.6%. On top of that, right now at $400,500, that's the median sale price of brand new single family houses on a national level. 1 year ago, we're at $433,300. And by the way, $400,500 is nearly a 3-year low. By the way, the lowest level since June 2021. So much different than the resale market, which is what I'm talking about in today's video. Anyways, looking at your monthly mortgage payment, look at that, increasing by 9.8%, an all-time record high. Let's take a look at that chart, which is right here. Look at this, housing payments. This is absolutely wild because this really just caught my attention because back in, I should say, the previous all-time record high was set back in October of 2023. And what was your average rate back then? The average 30-year fixed rate was around 8%. Now this rate right now is at 6.87%. So even though the 30-year fixed rate is approximately 1.1 percentage points less than mid-October last year, we still have all-time record highs for would-be housing payments. That is really due to the fact of rising prices than anything, because we have a lower rate compared to the previous record high. And again, prices up by about 5% on a year-over-year basis. Going up here. It has been paid around 5% virtually all year, by the way, as well. Redfin also noted there's only one metro of the 50 most populous US metros in which home sold prices decrease on a year-over-year basis. That one single metro was actually San Antonio, Texas. We had Austin, Texas in the #1 spot and was down for quite some time, months. But now they're actually in positive territory. The only metro, San Antonio, Texas. In contrast, look at this. West Palm Beach, Florida, home prices, and when I'm talking about home prices, I'm talking about the median sold price, a giant increase of 20.7% in one single year. Just absolutely insane. After that, we have San Jose, California, Miami, Detroit, and New Brunswick, New Jersey. What's really wild about San Jose, a giant increase of 17.6% is prices there. Just going on to Redfin's data center, you can click on or search for a metro you're interested in, but this is absolutely wild. New listings here, that's really, really crazy. New listings increasing by 42% year over year, and also pending home sales surging by 25% year over year. Absolutely crazy. Prices there. So look at this, prices skyrocketing ever since February this year, now up by 18% on a year-over-year basis. I want to bring this to your attention because we're not talking about home prices at $300,000. The median sold price, nearly $1.6 million. And 1 year ago at this time, we're at $1,347,000. This means that home sold prices have increased a staggering $237,000 in one single year. Okay, let's change gears slightly here and go back to Redfin's report. Let's talk about pending home sales, a measure of contracts being signed between buyers and sellers when buyers get their offers accepted, the amount of new listings, and also active listings or housing supply. So pending home sales decreased by 1.1% year over year, the smallest decrease in over 2 months. Also, we have new listings surging by nearly 15%, the biggest year-over-year increase since June of 2021. More people deciding to list their houses for sale, yet we're seeing contracts being signed down on a year-over-year basis. Because of this surge of new listings, active listings rose by 6.3%, the biggest increase since May 2023. Also, the month supply at 3.3 months, a small gain from a year ago. And according to Redfin, a range of 4 to 5 months is considered a balanced real estate market. Let's take a look at some charts here. And first, let's have a look at how each of the 50 most populous metros fared, because of course, there's some big differences here. So regarding pending sales, the biggest increase, not surprisingly, San Jose, California, up by 25.1%, which makes sense that prices are surging by 18%. After that, we have San Francisco, Cincinnati, Anaheim, and Seattle. The metros in which pending sales are down the most from 12 months ago: Atlanta, Georgia, Houston, San Antonio, Texas, West Palm Beach, Florida, and Miami, Florida. In contrast, we're looking at the measure of new listings. There's only 2 metros that are down on a year-over-year basis. That's Atlanta, new listings decreasing by 6.6%. Then we have Chicago down by nearly 3%. In contrast, this is wild to see a giant surge of new listings and also a giant increase of pending sales. I mean, if you guys are looking for a house in San Jose, I mean, good luck. That's crazy to see that pendings are rising big time and prices are absolutely surging. Anyways, San Jose, California, new listings increasing by 42%. Sacramento, California, where I live and work as a real estate agent, up by 38%. Then we have Phoenix, Las Vegas, and Austin, Texas. Okay, let's have a look at Redfin's Data Center regarding these metrics we just covered. So the amount of new listings compared to the past several years, right now we're up 14.8% year over year. The blue line right here is 2023. This line is this year, of course. The black line is 2022. The orange line is 2021. So even though we have more new listings compared to last year, we're still below 21 and 22, and also well below pre-pandemic levels as well. But the rise of the amount of new listings has actually been increasing though. So for example, to start the year, we were actually up 9.7%. Now it's at 14.8%. So you can see here, we did see an increase of new listings rising last year this time, but this year rising at a faster pace and getting very close to 21 and 2022's levels. In regards to pending sales, kind of the opposite. Even though it's getting the gap between this year and last year is actually getting more narrow, pendings are still down year over year, also below 2022 and 2021. Regarding active listings or house inventory, different story again. Active listings increasing virtually every single week ever since late January, now up by about 6%. So during the same time frame, at least a 3-year high. My guess is what will happen though is that we're going to kind of go like this and get below 2022's levels in the last half of next year. That's because in 2022, active listings absolutely skyrocketed due to the fact that rates went from about 3 to about 7% by the year end. And that really caused homeowners to put the brakes on selling their houses because rates increased so much because a lot of home sellers are buyers as well. So I don't believe we'll see this surge of active listings. However, it could change, right? If active listings start going like this, then that'd be a recipe for disaster for a housing market. We would expect to see home prices decrease just like we saw in 2022 because active listings more than doubled in less than 2 months. So for example, back in, let's just call it, when was this? 600,000 for the 4 weeks ended February 12th. By the time we hit, when was this? August, we're at 979,000. So inventory absolutely skyrocketed, which caused prices to decrease. So we'll have to see what happens here if this goes like this, or if it skyrockets, which will be which will imply that our housing market is weakening. Let's get back to Redfin's report here because not only are active listings or inventory levels at a 3-year high during the same time frame, but also the month supply is also at a 3-year high, or at least a 3-year high as well, at 3.3 months, higher than 2023, and of course, the past several years as well. It has been going down, but again, a 3-year high. Let's also have a look at this as well. Days in the market. This is a time frame when you list your home for sale until you accept an offer from home buyer. That's days on the market. That's at 40 days. So houses selling faster or slightly faster compared to last year. Last year's time, it took approximately 43 days. Now it's at 40 days. But houses selling slower from 2021 and 2022. Back in 2022, it took around 25 days to sell a house. Now it's at 40 days. Let's also take a look at this. The share of price reductions also at, by far, at a 3-year high as well during the same time frame at 5.8%. A year ago, we were just over 4%, but we had strong home buying demand back in this time in 2022 and 2021. And that's because we had that's one of the reasons why the share price drops only at around 2% back then. Now it's nearly 3 times that at 5.8%. Also, the average sale price to final list price ratio is at 98.8%. This means on average, for the houses that closed escrow or were finalized, they sold for 1.2 percentage points below the seller's final list price. This is slightly higher than last year when that ratio was 98%, so selling 2% below asking, but much lower compared to 21 and 22. That's because back in 2022 at this time, houses on average selling 1% over asking. Now they're selling below asking price on average. One more chart I want to share with you guys, because Redfin's Home Buyer Demand Index, an easy way to look at this is that the higher the number means that Redfin is just getting tons of inquiries and requests for home tours from their agents. So a low number means that they have a lack thereof, right? So right now that index is at 117, at least a 3-year low right now. It has been trickling up, just like it does more or less each and every year, but still down by 8% on a year-over-year basis. With that said, thank you so much for watching today's video. Like and subscribe. Also, if you guys want a real estate agent referral, check out my website, realestateteamfinder.com. Hope you guys have an awesome day and look forward to seeing you on the next video.